Hi guys, welcome to my netball session, and we're going to start with our warm-up. So we're going to start with some jogging for about 2 minutes. So you're just going to mark out an area about 10 paces long and just do some simple jogging. Off we go. Okay, so here's my area marked out from here over to there, and just going to do some jogging. So off we go. Okay, so now we're going to do some side steps, facing one way 5 times, then facing the other way for 5 times. So now we're going to do some high knees and heel flicks on the spot. Okay, static stretches, lunges, and the other side. Okay, well done on the warm-up. So now we're going to move on to some foot pattern warm-ups. So you're going to need a netball or a big ball. You can use a football if you don't have a netball. And you're going to need to put this on the floor, and then we're going to work around it. Okay, so ball onto the floor, and the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to be moving towards the ball, touching with 2 hands, and then sidestepping away. So we run up to the ball, 2 hands on, sidestep away, and then repeat again, this time sidestepping away, facing the other way. Keep doing this 5 times on each side. Okay, so this one's very simple. We're going to be running up, touching the ball with 1 hand, and then sidestepping away from the ball back to the start. On the next time, we're going to run up, touch the ball with our other hand, sidestep away, back to the start. And we're going to repeat this 10 times. We'll start about 5 paces away, sprint up, touch, sidestep away. Repeat on the other side. Try and work the feet really fast in between. All the time, keeping your eyes on the ball, never turn your head away, nice quick feet. Okay, so next activity, we're going to be touching the ball with two hands. Fast feet for 10 quick fast feet, and then jumping up nice and high. And repeating this 5 times. So it goes like this. Touch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jump high. And repeat again. Touch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Up. If you want more of a challenge, you can do that 10 times. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to be working around the ball in a circle, sidestepping around, and then we're going to be turning, touching 2 hands on the ball, moving our feet 1 metre away, and then pretend we're marking the ball like it's a player. Okay, so we're going to be sidestepping around as if it's a player, round, and touch, put the feet away, move the ball. And repeat. Sidestep round, twice, touch, jump feet away, hands up, mark the ball, put pressure on the ball. And then repeat this 5 times. Make sure you repeat that drill going around the opposite way around the circle to work both sides of your body. Okay, so now we're going to be using the ball as a bit of a hurdle, so we're going to be jumping 2 feet over, land on the ball, sidestepping back round to the beginning, and then jumping over again. So, we go jump over, sidestep round, and repeat. This time the other way round. Over, and over. Try and complete that for 10 times on each side. Okay, so this time we're going to be jumping over the ball, and then we're going to be sprinting away as if we've offloaded the ball and we're sprinting to find a new space. So make sure you're a good distance away from the ball, about 5-10 paces away. Sprint up to it, 2-footed over, and then sprint away into the space. Make sure that you are always looking over your shoulder at the ball so that you don't lose sight of it, so you can be available for the next pass. So show you again. Sprint, jump, sprint away, jump, sprint away, shoulder up, jump, sprint away. Make sure you do this 10 times on each side of your body. Okay, so we're going to move on to some wall drills now. So if your parents have got a wall that they don't mind you using, that's fairly plain with no windows and is nice and sturdy, then you can use that as your partner. If you haven't got a wall that you can use, maybe you could ask brother or sister or mum or dad or grandparents, whoever's staying with you at the moment, to catch and throw your ball. So what you need to do is place the ball down on the floor, and it's probably going to be 3 big paces away from the ball, maybe 4. And so the first thing that you need to do is squeeze the ball between your feet. Now you're going to jump up in the air with the ball between your feet and let the ball come out of your legs and try and catch it. Once you've got it in your hands, you're then going to chest pass it against the wall and catch it back, and then put it back down onto the floor and repeat again. I'll show you what it looks like first, and then I'll talk you through an easier progression if you're finding that too difficult. So we jump up, catch the ball, chest pass against the wall, back down to the floor. An easier progression, if that's too difficult, is to jump the ball up, let it bounce, then catch it, and then just pass it against the wall. Make sure that your chest pass is really nice and powerful. You don't have your arms, your elbows sticking out. You want our thumbs and fingers pointing up towards the sky, behind the ball, and pushing nice and hard into the wall with our hands, finishing with our wrists and our fingers, and then receiving it back again in our chest, using our hands to cushion it. So this time I'll show you the simpler progression. Jump it up, let it bounce, catch it, chest pass and receive back, put it back on the floor, and then repeat again. And you want to try and do this 10 times. Once you've done it 10 times, you can try again with the simpler progression or try the more difficult progression. Good luck! Okay, so now we're just going to do some simple chest passing against the wall. We're going to do 20 passes off our right hand side and 20 passes off our left hand side. When we're passing off our right or left side, we need to have that hand behind the ball and the other hand as a support on the side of the ball. So when I'm passing off my left hand is behind the ball, my right hand's on the side of the ball, and a good 3 or 4 paces away from the wall, and passing at chest height for me into the wall and receiving it back again, nice and hard and quick and flat. You'll notice that I have my opposite foot in front of me, so when I'm passing on the left side of my body, my right foot is in front, and on the opposite side, on the right hand side, my right hand's on the ball, behind the ball, left hand on the side as a support, and my left leg is in front. And we're going to do 20 on this side of the body. Good job. The next thing we're going to do is work on our shoulder passes, so we need to be a bigger distance away from the wall this time. And again, starting with one hand behind the ball, the other hand if you need it as a support on the side, and then either release with both hands if your hands are smaller, or if you can, try and release with one hand, making sure that our arm is at a right angle with our elbow. The ball is trying to sit in your fingertips, not in the palm of your hand, and it's going at a higher distance and travelling over a longer distance. So we're going to do 20 on each side of our body. Then swap to the other side of your body and make sure you work that side as well. In that last demonstration I showed you with both one hand and two-handed ways to shoulder pass the ball. I'll do the same again on this side. Okay, so now you're going to need to use 2 cones or 2 markers about 2 big paces away from each other, and again about 3 paces away from the wall. And what we're going to do is a figure of 8 shape around the cones with bouncing the ball into the wall, and then trying to retrieve it after 1 bounce, if not after 2 bounces. So I'll show you what I mean. So there was an example of 2 different ways of catching the ball after 2 bounces and after 1 bounce as well. I want you to go around each cone 10 times and see if you can complete that challenge. Good luck! So the next drill is called a window wiper drill. So we're going to be working from side to side, a bit like a windscreen wiper, and trying to pass the ball off our outside hand each time. If you need to put 2 hands on the ball to do that, then do. If not, try and pass with 1 hand. show you what I mean, and then we're going to give it a go. So you're going to be working from side to side between your two markers, and you're going to be passing the ball and landing on your outside foot and using your outside hand as you do so. So we pass and land. Okay, so now we're going to be doing some overhead passing. So we're going to pass the ball high into the wall, and then we're going to be jumping up and catching it. And if we can, we're going to be trying to turn in the air to land and face the opposite way. We need to make sure that we work really hard and do 10 of these. And if you can do 10, maybe up it and do 20 of these. I'll show you the technique, and then you can have a go. All above your head. And then we're going to push it really hard into the wall so that we can jump up and catch it. You can land with a 2 feet landing, or you can do a 1-2 landing. Okay, if you can manage that, you're then going to try and turn in the air and land catching the ball facing the opposite direction. Make sure you can turn both ways as well. Make sure that you do that 10 times, and if you're turning both ways, try and do it 20 times, so 10 times to the right and 10 times to the left. Good luck. Okay, so now we're going to be trying some of our passing and doing some on the move as well. So we're going to be working from a bigger distance away, moving towards the wall, passing into the wall, receiving, and then moving away again. Show you what. Okay, so I've measured 8 of my steps away from the wall, and that's going to be my starting point each time. And after I pass the ball into the wall, I'm then going to try and sprint in as fast as I can and receive it as close to the wall as I can. And I'm going to measure the distance away from the wall when I receive it to see how fast I can be at chasing after a ball. Here we go. Here's my starting point. Nice hard and high pass into the wall and sprinting in to catch it. I'm now going to measure how far away from the wall I am when I caught the ball. It's about here, and now with my marker. About 2 paces away. So I'm going to try and keep that consistency each time. I'm going to work 10 times doing this and see if I can keep landing 2 paces away from the wall each time, catching the ball securely without doing footwork. Okay, so I've changed my setup of my cones. I put them 2 paces away from each other, and the first cone is 3 paces away from the wall. Okay, and then we're going to be working quick feet through the cones, passing into the wall, quick feet back through the cones to the beginning again. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so side step, down the floor, quick side step. Each time we're always facing the ball. Side step up, down the ball, back down. Okay, and make sure you repeat this 10 times. Okay, so the same sort of drill instead of doing side steps in between the cones, we're just going to be doing really quick, fast feet throughout. Here we go. Recover. and go again. And repeat 10 times.